minutes. Did you find a helper?
Yes.
I know. I just wanted to. Good morning. Welcome to the Treasure Coast Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Stuart, Florida. Today is Sunday, April 21st, 2024. My name is Pat Burt. I am your worship associate today and your visiting bullfrog. I'm not contagious, it's a sinus infection. We are a welcoming congregation. We welcome people of all gender identities, ethnicities, I love that word, ages and backgrounds. We are also on YouTube. To be put on our email list or to find out more information about us, go to our website at tcuuc.org. Note the email link to request our online Friday newsletter. At this time, please silence your cell phones. And if it seems too silent in here for you, we have hearing devices available. Visitors, if we have any visitors who are not extremely shy, we'd love you to come up to one of the microphones and introduce yourself. But if you have a voice that projects, you can do that from your seat. Karina says no. Oh, no, because we don't have a mic?
Because it needs to go streaming, and they cannot do it unless they project their voices.
Okay.
So you need to use
She can project.
So I'm a returning visitor. I'm trying to remember when I was here last.
you come to the mic.
So am I. Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Lori.
Flory?
A month ago,
Lori.
about a month.
Lori, can you remember that name, Bob?
Yes,
His wife is Lori. Okay.
Lori Linton, I think. Isn't that right?
Wow. No wonder he's in charge. Are you a local, or are you going to leave us in 3 days?
Well, I go back and forth, so I didn't know what I was a month ago, but what I am now is a person who's going to be coming back and forth all year.
Okay, well, see that you get yourself back here when you're fourth.
Pat, continue with the service.
Oh, no, it's so much more fun.
Talk to Lori later.
I'm sorry. Announcements. Okay. This Tuesday is our fourth Tuesday of the month, and as usual, we have a movie night. That's a bring your favorite beverage and a snack to share at 4 o'clock, and the movie, I am told, is Mamma Mia. Let's see, we have a couple of others. Of course, in the back of your bulletin, there are announcements, but a couple of special things. The after coffee mental health support group is canceled today. Do I have that right? You're still doing that? Oh, sorry, what did I do wrong? I thought I got something that's postponed, sorry. Ooh, I love these last minute things. Okay. Oh, the thing that's postponed is a bring a friend to church Sunday, to be determined. And in 2 Tuesdays, on April 30th, there will be a special night for appreciating our green team, the people that keep our property, our back property blooming. And that will be from 5 until, and that is also a BYOB en order. Okay. Next Sunday, our ministerial student, Karen Olish, will be in the pulpit. And as always, we hope you'll join us with your own brown bag lunch the first and third Tuesdays at Stewart Veterans Memorial Park downtown. We're behind the Bandshell and Shuffleboard Club Meeting House. We will have coffee and snacks in our social hall after the service. We extend a big thank you to those who helped with today's service. Jackie Robbins, our cellist, a student of hers, Megan Einart, and our pianist, Judy Bajoris. We thank Janet Grote for being our greeter, our collection team, Fred and company, our tech elf, Corina Poloni, and our tech support, Rachel Valentino. Our hospitality team today is Joanne Leone and Juanita Martino. Our pastor, Reverend Bob MacDonald, is in the pulpit. And here is our prelude.
And
Ken.
Ken is doing special music today.
Oh, instead of the prelude.
No, before the sermon.
Yes, I know. Okay.
Give him credit.
Yeah, we're going to mention him.
I'd like to introduce Megan Enyart, who's part of the local music royalty, I think. Her grandfather founded the Treasure Coast Youth Symphony, because there is no string program in Martin County, the richest county in the state. Anyway, there are many Christian academies that do have little string programs, and it's always good to use all parts of your brain, and so here is an example.
Seems fitting after that we're going to light a candle. We light our chalice every Sunday because what are we without light? What is our gathering place without light? What is our garden without light? And of course, what is our world without light? Nearly 5 decades ago, when I first began my journey into feminist theology and its important connection to the environment, I was introduced to the work of Elizabeth Dodson Gray. She elegantly wrote of the troubling hierarchical connection between the genders and the equally hierarchical relationship between humans and the earth. We must never stop learning these lessons. Among the many wise words she wrote in her book, Green Paradise Lost, are these. There is a covenant in creation itself, which we have never understood and so have not been faithful to. We have most especially misunderstood the covenant in creation, which has come to human sexuality in the identity of twins. Now, all of this misunderstanding and misappropriation of creation has resulted in our alienation from each other and from Earth, our home. Please stand, if willing and able, to sing our first hymn, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. 4 verses. Let us recite our affirmation, speaking the first verse and remaining seated to sing the second. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. To this great covenant, to dwell together in peace, speak the truth in love, and to help one another.
Every
And now our responsive readings. I couldn't decide which one, 550, 551. So I thought, well, you know, I thought I forgot my glasses. Hold that thought. Okay, so we read them both responsively, beginning with 550. We belong to the earth. This we know, the earth does not belong to us, we belong to the earth. This we know, all things are connected. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons and daughters of the earth. We did not weave the web of life, we are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to ourselves. And continuing, earth teach me. Earth teach me stillness as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth teach me suffering as old stones suffer with memory. Earth teach me caring as parents who secure their young. Earth teach me courage as the tree which stands all alone. Earth teach me limitation as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth teach me freedom as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth teach me resignation as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth teach me regeneration as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth teach me to remember kindness as dry fields sweet with rain. In now our time of sharing matters of joy or sorrow or concern, we invite you to do this in the hope that as you share yours, you will know you are heard and supported. We ask that they be personal and brief, not announcements. I'll just mention that again. Now, who has a matter of joy or sorrow to share? Come to the mic or from where you're seated, whichever you want. Anyone?
Good morning, my name is Tia, and I am... The other one. I know. There we go. Good morning. My name's Tia, and I've recently been elected the president of the board for the church.
Is that it?
So,
Did you mean that as a joy or a sorrow, Tia?
well, we'll see. I think it's a joy. But I have another joy to announce, which is that we have hired a church administrator who will be starting on Monday, training with Debbie. She did a little last week. Her name is Jenny Valdez. And I invite you to come by the church office and say hello. She was the church administrator for the Fifth Avenue Presbyterian Church in New York City. So, so when I talked to her initially for the interview, I said, "You do know we're a tiny little church?" And she said, yes, she had done all the interviews. She'd done all the research, and she knew exactly what we were, and that's what she wanted. So at any rate, we like her. We hope you'll like her. We hope she fits in well, and so we go from here.
Okay. Remember, we aren't yelling stone anymore. There were reasons given for that, so we'll just recall them. Anybody else with a matter of joy or concern?
I have two joys. One is that the newly elected board has agreed to let me do the summer strings program here for the Treasure Coast Youth Symphony at a ridiculously low price, and we very much appreciate it. And the second joy is that today I'm going down to Boca Raton because my brother-in-law, Elmar Oliveira, is being honored in a big special surprise presentation where people who have been influenced positively by him over the years have done videos, who are out of town, and the president of the dean. Anyway, a lot of people are there to wish him the best and to thank him for his 17 years of service there of teaching at Lynn University, Conservatory of Music. And this is going to be a problem.
Anyone else? Well, we always move one for those that we don't say out loud, but we know that we all have people we worry about, care about, and love, so this is for them. And this reading, pastoral meditation, is in the back of the hymnal entitled Religion by Vincent Silliman. Let religion be to us life and joy. Let it be a voice of renewing challenge to the best we have and may be. Let it be a call to generous action. Let religion be to us a dissatisfaction with things that are, which bids us serve more eagerly the true and right. Let it be the sorrow that opens for us the way of sympathy, understanding, and service to suffering humanity. Let religion be to us the wonder and lure of that which is only partly known and understood. An eye that glories in nature's majesty and beauty, and a heart that rejoices in deeds of kindness and of courage. Let religion be to us security and serenity because of its truth and beauty, and because of the enduring worth and power of the loyalties which it engenders. Let it be to us hope and purpose and a discovering of opportunities to express our best through daily tasks. Religion uniting us with all that is admirable in human beings everywhere, holding before our eyes a prospect of the better life for humankind, which each may help to make actual. Vincent Silliman. And now moments of silence. And now, Spirit of Life, 123. Seated, we hum it once, and then we sing it once. 123. We certainly hope that people who come here experience generosity. And now this is our moment to invite yours so that we can just keep on.
After all that good music, you may be a little disappointed to listen. You all think of me as a mindfulness Buddhist fellow, maybe with a little evolutionary science tossed in. But today I'm here for ancient history. And the ancient history I'm talking about took place in 2013, here in Heston Hall. A woman by the name of Audrey Hall. Do we have her photo? A woman by the name of Audrey Hall performed a concert. I was introduced to her. She was going to have a concert downtown, and she said she would much rather perform in a Unitarian church, so we had her here at a full house. She was from Tasmania. She wrote country and Americana music. I'm just curious. See, here's the ancient history story. How many people here were here for that concert? Show of hands.
I was here, yeah.
Okay, I expected two. We got three. That's pretty good. And it is ancient history in this congregation, huh? Okay, I'll let you look up her history on Wikipedia. But she was a wonderful person. She was very active in environmental issues, and she went into prisons and taught songwriting, and she was just phenomenal. She was very much respected Unitarian Universalism. She was beginning a Zen practice. So this is 2 years after giving that concert, she contracted a rare skin cancer and died at the age of 50. This is a song that she wrote and performed that day. She remembered to turn her amplifier on. I love you like the earth, I love you like the rain, I love you like the sun coming up again, and the moon moving on the tide, and the day turning into night. sky on a sunny day. I love you like the stars in the Milky Way. And the lake when endless frozen. And the cloud floating on the wind. I love you like the storm. I love you like the sea. I love you like the birds that are flying free. And the breeze on a summer's eve. I love you like the earth. Like the moon, like the sun, universe and I want the world free and blue. The beauty of it all is you. I love you like the earth, love you like the hills. I love you like the time when it all stands still, and the road that will take me home to the sweetest love I have known. I love you like the years, I love you like the space. I love you like those lines written on your face, and the moon pulling on the tide, and the day turning into night, and the sun coming up again. I love you like the earth. Oh yes, and I love you like the earth. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Ken. When Ken contacted me some weeks ago about including this music, his heart was in his request, and his heart was in his rendition this morning. So thank you very much for sharing your heart with us. I had another topic for today, but the fact that Earth Day is tomorrow just nagged me. I have told you ad nauseum that I don't do Mother's Day because in my training it was not a church calendar day. But somehow it seemed wrong, given the fragility of life on the planet, of animal life, of disappearing animal species, of threatened trees, polar bears and salmon, and other fish threatened with extinction, it seemed wrong to not lift up Earth Day. Even though I know a lot less about the Earth than many or most of you. So that's why I had the idea that I would invite you to share a thought. And I'll still probably do that. But I also didn't know that the service today was going to be such a cornucopia of music. So I don't need your fill-in to go very long when I invite you. I'll ask you to be very brief about it. Someone at the talent show mentioned the poet Joyce Kilmer's poem, Trees. I think that I shall never see. You know it. I got to thinking, we should do a service just on trees. There are beautiful, distinguished trees in this area. Riverside Park and Jensen Beach, and Banyan Tree Tunnel. Do you all know where that is? My map calls it Snug Harbor area, my iPhone map, on St. Lucie Boulevard on its way into Port Salerno. But to get in that shadowed street with all those trees, just a breathtaking experience. So I'm thinking we could show pictures of trees from around the world and from around our area. And then for closing words, we could walk from tree to tree on our property and just say thank you. Tree Appreciation Sunday. I also couldn't pass up Mother Earth because religions, especially the ones most of us know best and began our religious education in, Judaism and Christianity, have unwittingly and wittingly, knowingly shared in the plundering of the earth. The two religions share the same creation stories of Genesis. Genesis is mythologies of beginnings. The part of the creation story, and part of it, is giving to humans the freedom and right to plunder the earth, to use it, to plunder it. Stewardship had that original connotation. It grew for many, not enough, it grew for many to mean care for. But the original meaning was rule over it, use it as you need it. So the earth was for human sustenance and enjoyment. Animals and plants were for human food and sport. There was little or no suggestion of mutual caring. Those creation stories, which I've taught to countless confirmation classes, my twist on it, of course, those stories did damage, in my opinion. Women were created for taking care of men. Did you know that? Women were created for taking care of men. What was that? Again, in a patriarchal time, no suggestion of mutuality of caring. I had couples planning weddings with me. I was in a popular wedding spot on Long Island for 12 years. And people joined that church just so they could get married there or marry their daughters or children there free. I mean, I knew that, but you know, we don't suspect anybody's motives. Anyhow, I had couples meet with me, and the bride would say, he wants me to add submit to my wedding vow, as in love, honor, and obey. I'm just curious, would anyone here admit to having wedded in the past with the vow, love, honor, and obey? Did anybody? I mean, I know now from what I've read. John, did your hand go up? No, I wouldn't think. I've read that the Mormons had that up till now or up till recently, and other denominations. Anyhow, when the young woman would bring it up with me, I would say the vows have to be mutual. What you expect from someone, you have to be willing to give. And so I would always ask him, are you going to also love, honor, and obey this young woman? It usually ended there. Patriarchy cast a long shadow. I used to think women got the last word on this by living longer. Relief. Final years, at least, of out from under. That was just a screwy idea I had over the years. We had a giant dose of Earth's beauty and wonder in the recent eclipse mania. It seemed all about the wonder of nature. But when good old American merchandising of anything kicks in, mania, it seemed like a total affirmation of science linked to awe. We have been living with the fear of science and truth Science and truth, cardinal UU principles, science and truth in decline. And just believe what know-nothing autocrats tell you. But for a moment, Americans spent a lot to enjoy a moment of darkness. And they celebrated that moment with family and strangers. And a religious-like euphoria seemed to set in. I thought the deity got a new name, totality. Many said into a mic they felt an unusual kinship with the people, strangers, gathered around them. I had to think, in this time of polarization and fear of coming apart in the near future, Americans were craving an experience of wonder, connectedness, and community. And good, trusted science provided it. For contributing thoughts to this topic and to this sermon, I also solicited help from 3 of my grands. One of them is into the care of farm animals, and one of them is getting a degree in environmental engineering from NC State. I have told them and you that I am majorly concerned about the earth we are leaving to our grandchildren we claim to love. And would that that love of grandchildren, our own and others, you know, like the Arthur Miller play, All My Children, is it all my children or all our children? One of those. Would that that love of our own and theirs had tempered our plundering and our having to have. So this is what my namesake at NC State wrote. Since I'm quoting him, I'll just say the author is Robert Taylor, firstborn of my firstborn. His text to a pleading Gramp. A big new topic we've been learning about is PFAS, contamination in water, also known as forever chemicals. Humans have created these chemicals as byproducts in many chemical manufacturing plants. They are considered forever chemicals because they cannot be broken down by the human body or the environment naturally. They have contaminated drinking water and can cause developmental delays in kids and some cancers. So now, just as we have created these chemicals and released them, we are the only solution to removing them from the environment. Thank you, my namesake. Now, P.S. When Jim Scott, UU hymn writer and crusader to the earth, for the earth and the environment, was here twice recently, when I met him, I introduced myself and offered him bottled water. His response, "Are you trying to kill me? Do you know how many dangerous elements in that?" Well, no, I didn't. The second time he was here, I arrived late, and he had a little cough. And his bud here from long ago gave him a plastic bottle. Oh, was it a non-plastic container? I should have said that when she wasn't here to defend herself. Okay, I stand corrected. The minister of this place has to stand corrected often and a lot. Thank you. Anyway, getting back to the reading from my grandson for just a moment. I got that Friday night. Yesterday morning, in the New York Times, EPA invokes Superfund law to make polluters clean up 2 forever chemicals. I'll just read a couple paragraphs because they don't mention my grandson. The Biden administration is designating 2 forever chemicals, man-made compounds that are linked to serious health risks, as hazardous substances under the Superfund law, shifting responsibility for their cleanup to polluters from taxpayers. The new rule, announced on Friday, empowers the government to force the many companies that manufacture or use perfluorooctanoic acid, also known as PFOA. I like that better, PFOA, and perfluorooctanosulfonic acid, known as PFOs, to monitor any releases into the environment and be responsible for cleaning them up. Those companies could face billions of dollars in liabilities. Now, this was yesterday morning in the Times. And last night on PBS, 10 o'clock, did any of you see that? We are all plastic people. You can probably get it, on demand. The title, a documentary introduced by Ted Danson. We are all plastic people. And some of the heart-throbbing points in it were that our blood is full of plastic components. Women's breast milk is passing plastic components to their precious newborn. It's a catastrophe. It already is. It's getting worse. So anyway, those are things I've learned, and I have to share with you, thanks to my grandson. So reliable PBS keeps trying to teach us, and an unwelcome onslaught of climate catastrophes means we have to learn faster. Windmills and solars have caught on in Europe, as has train travel, even high-speed train travel, elevated at crossings in populous areas. But we are learning. All right, now this is your reduced from a minute to 30 seconds moment. Did anybody learn something recently that you're eager to share with us? Something about the earth, the beauty of it, the scare we better be feeling about it. You're a new member. You get the floor. Shari.
I have been a researcher in the health field for 45 years.
I guess you better, they're saying you better come to the mic.
I'm sorry. Which one?
Try for the higher one.
Got it. As a researcher in the health direction for 45 years, I am highly concerned and have become more and more concerned with all of the latest research on the plastic we are drinking from those nice little bottles that everybody buys cases of, because there's already plastic coming into the water, and if you ever leave one in the car, you are magnifying the amount of plastic and chemicals that your body will take in. Hence, some of the problems of these chemicals, like the Gulf War and the Gulf War syndrome, was because cases and pallets of sodas were left in the sun. And the chemicals they developed caused the Gulf War syndrome from being in the sun. So yes, there is a concern. So if you're drinking plastic bottles, get rid of them. Make sure that if you're going to drink your water, that what comes out of the faucet, chemicals and hormones and spent medicines. Please become aware, do your research. I've been doing mine, and this is something I really had been wanting to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Shari. Watch your step. Fred?
I read recently, but haven't verified this, that since the year 1900, over 50% of all species of animals on the earth have become extinct.
Yeah, that's a sad one. Ken and then John.
The greatest risk to whales is being struck by boats. The second greatest risk is swallowing plastic. They have found whales with their stomachs full of plastic that are starved to death.
Come on up, John.
In some ways, I regret being a Boy Scout, but not because I got to go out camping. And one evening when I was 13, we were out in the mountains in the summer and played football at 10 o'clock, and it was an incredible experience. Recently, I read about the impact of human light on animals, and of course, we know about that in Florida with the sea turtles. So we need to be conscious of that.
Sure.
I have my hand up.
Anyone else?
Me. I said I have my hand up.
You want to come to here?
This isn't about plastic, this is about trees. 21 years ago, last month, my husband and I were being shown some retirement places on South Hutchinson Island to retire to by a realtor. We looked at 3 or 4 oceanfront condominiums, a couple of causeway townhouses or little apartments, and one place that was kind of a bedraggled duplex. And after going to these various properties, I had this almost physical grip of emotion, and I said, I just realized after all these years, decades of my life, I need dirt. And so we bought the bedraggled little duplex, and I have the 3 largest trees in my part of South Hutchinson Island, one of which was a candidate for a master gumbo limbo.
Good. Judy?
I'm going to make this a little bit of a soapbox, okay? But I have learned, I think, because that's what we're supposed to say, right? Something we learned.
Well, let's,
I have learned that, and maybe I'm speaking for all of the members of the Green Team, certainly some of them of the Green Team, that, you know, you hear of us focusing on native plants out here and all, but we also have started talking about how can we green up our church. And I think Gregory and Joanne, Marguerite's on the Green Team, right, are trying to promote drinking out of something other than plastic bottles. So we're really trying to reduce that. So the soapbox part of this is if anybody can help with that by bringing their own bottle and I love you, Bob.
do as I say, not, or do as I do, not forget it. Yes, Florence.
Does not still need to learn.
I say write to your state legislators because Florida does almost nothing to help our environment. And that's a really important thing to do. I don't know how many of you have been to the city dump. I've been there. The plastic bags, millions of plastic bags. I visit my sister in Connecticut. They don't use plastic bags in Connecticut. They live just as well as Floridians. So write to your state legislators. They do nothing.
I'm sure we're just a little bit behind Connecticut on that point.
And 9 or 10 others.
Hello, my name's AJ, and Alistair and I were kicking. She was telling me about the plastic in the blood not too long ago, right? And I was kidding around. Pretty soon we go to the hospital. It'll be not only type O type A, it'll be the plastic type we are too, you know. So but that's scary. And but on a serious note, at what you to come on what you were talking about, I believe it was yesterday. I picked up an article that in the ocean now, when the waves are breaking, the aerosols that are created from the pounding of the surf on the rocks and the beach and everything else, they've just recently discovered that that's loaded with the plastics, the forever chemicals. And I read that last night and I was like, wow. And I think I put it on Facebook. You know, what have we done? You know,
Anyone else?
I've known this for a while, but there is a pile of plastic in the ocean that is bigger than the state of Texas. And there is another one that is forming, very sadly. I believe that one is, I don't remember exactly how big it is, but it is rapidly growing.
Big as a continent.
Yeah, it's awful. But because of the way the ocean currents are, the pollution in the ocean, all of the plastic that we're dumping in the ocean is going right there. And it's a really big example of just how much we're using. It's awful.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to wrap it with that and these few words. And you have things to talk about, I gather, in the coffee hour. Hopefully not depressing things. People who have sounded the alarm, Greta Thunberg of, is that her name, Thunberg, of Sweden and the world. She's become a world citizen. Al Gore, once derided as Ozone Man, lost the election in the Supreme Court and went on to fight for the ozone. Jane Goodall, primatologist at 90, teaching us to live with and learn from and not plunder the animal world. These pioneers remain hopeful that we can change and save ourselves and the planet. So Earth Day reminds us to care for our common ground. If the eclipse can teach us in a fleeting moment of darkness that we are connected and still capable of awe, maybe there is hope, and hope, like oxygen to our spirits, is something we can't live without. Now, the last hymn is 44. The words are by Emerson. So I've asked that you play the first verse, just play the verse once, and then we'll sing the first verse, and then we'll all recite verses 1 and 2. By the time you go home, you will know at least the first verse of Emerson's hymn, number 44. Now let's stand and sing the first verse. Things we sing of sparkling seas, of prairies, valleys, mountains, and stately forest trees. We sing of flashing sunshine and life bestowing rain, of birds among the branches and springtime come again. Thank you. Now we'll just recite this hymn. We sing of golden mornings, we sing of sparkling seas, of prairies, valleys, mountains, and stately forest trees. We sing of flashing sunshine and life bestowing rain, of birds among the branches and springtime come again. We sing the heart courageous, the youthful eager mind. We sing of hopes undaunted, of friendly waves and kind. We sing the roses waiting beneath the deep piled snows. We sing the soil's great splendor, whose beauty round us glows. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Please be seated for these closing words and then the postlude. blessing of truth be upon us, the power of love direct us and sustain us, and may the peace of this community preserve our going out and our coming in from this time forth until we meet again.